Hey, welcome guys. Tony Porter, Tabletop Baseball Digest, and here we are with my 5-team 1974 Fall Classic Baseball replay. It's going to be a short demo on the game. I know there's a couple of things that come up for people, and I want to talk about at least one of those. One of the things that is very unique about this game that a lot of games don't do is they differentiate between the arm reputation of an outfielder and the assist number of an outfielder, which is really, I think, pioneering in many ways. Okay, so let me go over that exactly what it means. So the assist rating for an outfielder is so he can get the assists that he had in reality. Let me give you an example. The 1980 Athletics had 3 outfielders with, I think, about 15 assists each. All right, or something pretty high up there. Okay, I can't remember exactly, but I know it was really high. And the only way they're going to do that is if they have a separate assist rating, which means when guys run thinking, okay, I see an opening, I'm going to make it to the next base, and all of a sudden this guy makes, a laser of a throw and he gets tagged out. Okay, that's the assist rating. Now the risk represents your choice in saying, okay, it's hit to this weak arm fielder. Okay, and that means that I have a better chance of being safe. So I'm going to take that chance. So a lot of times you'll have an outfielder that doesn't have a lot of assists, but he has a really strong arm. And the reason he doesn't have a lot of assists is because people don't run on him. Let me show you what that looks like. Here it says run with risk. Now that's the manager's choice. In other words, the third base coach or the first base coach is going to wave him on, probably more the third base coach. And if it's an S arm, it's going to be 1 to 5. Now, mostly you're not going to take that risk, but on an A arm, you may take that risk. That's a 50-50 chance. And if the next batter bats 200 or 220, you're probably better off taking the 50-50 chance to try to score him if there's 2 outs. And then with the W arm, you're running on this guy for sure. Now, this was increased a little bit. This is an older version of the cards. I think they updated this, I believe. And a weak arm throws you out at 1 and 2, and then 3 to 6, you're safe. I believe something to that effect. But this is the version I use, and it's fine, and it's just as good. So that's risk. Now, assist has to do with the number. Let's look at Paul Blair. Paul Blair in center field didn't throw out a lot of guys because they respected his arm. You see, he has a strong arm, so guys aren't going to run. They aren't going to be fools. They know that this guy has a cannon out there. So he didn't collect a lot of assists, and he has a 2, a low assist number, despite having a strong arm. And it's very, very fluid. If you get that distinction between, okay, the S basically means, whether I'm going to run on him or not, or I'm going to respect his arm. And the A means that, hey, this dummy is deciding he's going to go. Now, in this case, you don't have a choice, right? The player makes that decision. Sometimes players make that decision. They run through signs or they just don't see the sign, or they're just focused and, they're having a good day, so nobody's going to yell at them. So they do what they want. So that would be that too. So he's not going to collect a lot of, so at the end of the season, he may have 7 or 8 assists. If that many, I don't know, I'm not sure. But a lot of guys, nobody's going to run on his arm. He's going to be respected out there. And that's one of the nuances and the details of this game that are purely genius. And if you go to the ASG website, you're going to see the huge compilation of this designer's masterworks. Okay, he's got a brain for games. All right. Anyway, let's get started. Let me give you a little gameplay, and so you can see how fluid and quick this game plays. Paul Blair's up. I'm going to roll 2d6. That's what you roll. And then, of course, this is now I've memorized this, and it's pretty easy to do. If you get a chart that looks like this is my favorite chart. It's called the Take It Easy chart, and I love to take it easy. See that? Take It Easy chart. That's my favorite chart. I highly recommend this chart and becoming comfortable. Now, it's pretty easy to remember. There's only like 4 things that are anomalies, 4 or 5 things out of 20. Everything else is pretty straightforward. All right. So let's roll some dice. And forgive the table and the other cards up there, just ignore those. All right, so I rolled a 44. That's usually a hit. Let me get a little pencil so I can. So a 44 is going to be a single with the plus sign. I play automatic steals, but this is how you do that. So this is going to be a single. Line base hit to left, played on a hop by Piniella. This is Baltimore at Yankees 1974. And in the outfield is Piniella, Mercer, and Maddox. In the infield, it's from third base to first base, it's Nettles, Michael, Gonzalez, and Chambliss. Behind the plate is the captain, Thurman Munson, and on the mound is Pat Dobson. All right, so I'm going to, since he doesn't have a split there at 44, I'm going to use the D20 I rolled. I rolled a 5. Okay, that tells me something right there. But before I do that, I got to roll a D6. If I roll the 1, that means there's a potential pickoff. I rolled a 6, so there's no pickoff there. That 5, 1 to 5, tells me that there's a possible catcher error. So Munson, let's look at his error rating. Let's look at his error rating. His error as a catcher is a 3, only a 3. Okay, so we got to re-roll that. Okay, we're going to re-roll that, and I roll a 14, so there's a stolen base. Oh, wait, I didn't even check that. So wait a second. Oh, we did get the stolen base with the 5. We got that because Paul Blair's number is a 15. Now we re-rolled and got a high number of 14, which is much higher than Munson's 3. So that is a stolen base for Blair. So a single and a stolen base to throw down from Munson, not in time, and Blair gets the base. Bobby Grich. Pat Dobson with the sign, the pitch, and that is a 23. Struck him out. So a check swing, the check with the first base umpire, and it rings him up, and he's out of there. Go sit down. Tommy Davis is up now. Right-handed hitter. Batting third. Pitch. And it's a 23 again. But he doesn't strike out as much, so he was going to fly out to center field. Now, Paul Blair, let's look. He may be able to tag up if he's fast. He is fast. He's going to tag up, and he's going to go to third on the fly ball to center. So Paul Blair is now standing at third base. It was deep enough to tag him up. 2 outs, and Earl Williams is up. The pitch, and that's a 66. Earl Williams has good power. That's a deep drive to left, way back, and that's into the seats, into the second deck here at Yankee Stadium. I believe they had a second. Oh, this is Shea Stadium. Excuse me. That's into the parking lot in left field. That's right. In 74, they played at Shea Stadium for 74 and 75. So that ball is out of here. Earl Williams, that season, hit 14 home runs and 400 at-bats, and the O's have a 2-0 lead, just like that, with that 66. All right, now it's Boog Powell with 2 outs, nobody on, 23, and struck him out. Fastball. Put a little extra mustard on that. All right, let's go to Chambliss. He leads off for the Yankees. The Yankee lineup very quickly, just to remind you, is Chambliss, Maddox, and Mercer, Piniella, Munson, and Bloomberg, Nettles, Gonzalez, and Michael. The pitch from Mike Cuellar is on the mound. He's got a 22-10 record. He's a good pitcher. That's a 53. So a 53 is going to be a range check. So remember, 51, 52, and 53 require 2 dice rolls on the D20. And I'll explain that why. Okay, the 19 is the KD check. Those are KD check numbers. Let me show you. Where the heck are they? I go blank. Okay, Don Baylor, 51, 52, and 53, right? KD check, KD check, KD check, meaning this could have been a strikeout. If this would have fallen between a 1 to 4, it's a strikeout. Like a 1 right there would have been a strikeout. It didn't. Okay, now I have to check for the range play. Okay, so you can't use the same roll, okay, because it messes up the stats. And I've had that happen, so don't use the same roll. So we have to roll again. Now we have to see who it was hit to. I pull a fast action card for this. It's just very much easier for me. I don't like looking at charts. It's, fast action cards are like mini charts, basically. 53 is going to be the second baseman. So second baseman's range is Bobby Grich. I know he's a pretty darn good player. Bobby Grich at second base, not that great, is an 11. Got a strong arm, though, so he'll turn a lot of double plays. He's an 11, so I'm going to roll. And a 1, so he makes the play. So it's a ground ball. He dives for it, picks it up, throws out Chambliss. All right, so let's move on to Elliot Maddox. Had a good season in 74. 65, That's it. Now, this is interesting. This is a -8 on home runs because he didn't hit enough home runs to have a straight home run there. So you're going to have to subtract. But the pitcher's only 1 to 5. He didn't give up a lot of home runs, especially on his best days. So it's going to be a -3, and that -3 is no home run. That's just a fly ball to center field, 2 outs. And next up is Bobby Mercer, left-handed hitter, with a 62, and that will be a 2, is a fly ball center field. And I've memorized that. 1 is to pitcher, 2 is center field, 3 is first base, 4 is second base, 5 is third base, 6 is shortstop, 7 is left field, 8 is center field, 9 is right field, 10 is a line drive. Depending if you roll the line drive to left would be 1 or 2. A line drive to center would be 3 and 4, and a line drive to right would be 5 and 6. All right, so it's 2-0. We go to the top of the second, play another inning. Don Baylor, 44. That's another line shot for an Oriole. And plus, he's got a plus sign there, stole a lot of bases. And look at this. This is deja vu all over again. I rolled another 5, so that's going to be, we're going to check for that. The 5 is going to give him the stolen base for sure because he's a 14. Let's roll for Munson's error rating. This is nuts. This is the exact same rolls that I had the first inning. Okay, so there's no error. It's a single. There he goes. Throw it down from Munson, not in time. So these Orioles can run. All right, here's Brooks Robinson on his way out in his twilight years. I think 77 is his last year. 45, and that's going to be a blank. So we go over to the pitcher, and that's a 20. A 20 is a line out. Who's a line out to? Line out to third base. Now there's a runner at second base. There's always a chance for a double play. So it's an L5, but I have to roll on I think it's a 2-3. You see, I played a little bit different because if it's to first base, if it's the pitcher, first base, or second base, I increase the chances. If it's the shortstop or third base, I decrease the chances, especially if the guy's only on first base. Okay, so it's, I usually play a 2-3, 2-3. I think in the rule it's 2-3, 12, and 13, I believe, something like that. You have to look. I take 1 away. I take actually 2 away for a line shot to third base with a runner at first. So on a 2 or a 12, it's a double play, and it's not. So no double play. It's a line out to third base, L5. But just look at the rule on that. All right, Jim Fuller's up. So 1 out, 1 on. Baylor is second base, the pitch, and that's a 56. Should be a strikeout, and it is. Big curveball, and he's way out in front. Goes back to the bench, bat on his shoulder, and here's Mark Belanger. Pitch from Pat Dobson with a 52. Now that's a potential error. You have to roll twice. The first roll is for the KD check, right? The second roll will tell us if there's probably an error. Who is the player who receives the ball? We don't know. We're going to pull a fast action card. 52, second base. Second base, I rolled an 11, and that's Gonzalez at second base, and we're going to see Gonzalez at second base. And he is a 4 error, so he makes no error, and that ends the inning, 4-3. All right, so we go to the bottom of the seconds. Lou Piniella leading off. Lou, 24. That's usually a hit by pitch number, but we got to check. Hit by pitch, he's a -2, so that becomes a 1. It's 1-3, but a -2 on the pitcher card. Pitchers affect that. Pitchers with more control are not going to hit batters. So it becomes a 1. I rolled a 16 on the D20, so it's an out. It's a ground ball to short. No hit by pitch. He swings at it, bounces it to short. All right, Munson with a 41. That's usually a walk number, and it is ball 4. Munson trots down to first base, so Yankees have a runner on first. Here's Ron Blomberg, power hitter. Hit 10 home runs and 264 at bats, equivalent to about 20. In a full season of 500 at-bats. So the lefty, Cuellar, he's ready. Sets and deals. 66, that ball's deep. Oh, he doesn't have a home run 66. He has one at 65. Okay, and a 15, that's going to be a drive in the gap, and that's going to split the outfielders and roll to the wall. So I look at the take it easy chart on a dice roll of 15, which I rolled at D20. See, I rolled it. This is what I just rolled. That 15 on a double is going to tell me 2 bases unless there's 2 outs. Then there would be 3 bases for fast and average speed runners. So they're going to hold up. They're going to give Munson the red light, and they're going to hold him up at third base for Greg Nettles with only 1 out. So this is a good opportunity for the Yankees to tie this game up, see what happens. All right, so Cuellar's ready. He's facing the lefty Nettles. Nettles steps in the box, and Cuellar gets the sign from Williams. Cuellar looks over at Bloomberg, and here's the pitch. And I rolled a 42 with a 20. Let's see what that becomes. 42. Nettles, 42 is an out. A 20 is going to be a line out. Okay, a line out to 2, which is the pitcher. So I got to roll again. Got to roll 2, 3. Okay, so I rolled a 6. 2, 3, or 12 or 13. So that's a line out to the pitcher, and no chance to get anybody. Everybody freezes. 2 outs now, and here is a guy named Fernando Gonzalez, who had 120 at-bats, 26 hits, batted .215. Just kind of a utility infielder. Here's the pitch to him, a 34, and a 34 is going to be an out. It's an out. It's a blank. It's an out. And a 5 is going to be bounced to third base, scooped up by Robinson across the diamond to first for the out, and that retires the side. And that's it, guys. So I hope I did a good job in presenting the game and the quick, and I try to talk through everything that I was doing. I know it probably would have been better if I could have included the dice rolls. Maybe it would be easier to follow, but hopefully you got something out of that, and I'm going to continue the game off the screen, but I wanted to put this up there as a short little demo and talk about the difference between risk and assist. And I hope if you just make a note, get a Post-it, make a little note for yourself. On assist, you look at the number on the outfielder. Now, those assist numbers go from 0 to 6. Some guys, are going to get a lot of assists because they got, he's got it all calculated. So, and some guys are not going to get any at all because maybe they didn't have any, or maybe they had just 1. So anyway, Tony Porter, remember to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys soon. Happy New Year.